Hey guys, if you like this video on how to play post plant properly in Valorant, make sure to check out my Patreon and the link down below. And also add me on Discord if you would like coaching. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, I'm back, and today I'm going to be talking about how to properly play and post plant in Valorant. So this is going to be talking about particularly what do you do whenever you plant the spike on attack in a competitive game, how do you play it, and how do you win them consistently, right? Because a lot of people need to understand a couple of things in order to actually get good at post plants. The first thing is, once you plant, right, we're walking up, don't run out with the spike like this, is kind of dumb. But you plant, what happens, right? You plant on attack, you turn into the defenders team, right? You turn into defenders, okay? So you have to really understand this because it really changes the tide of the game. So basically what I'm telling you is, up until the point that you plant the spike, you're attackers, but after the spike is planted, you're now defenders. So you're kind of, your whole objective, your whole goal needs to kind of flip. Like it's a complete 180 flip, because especially if you're a duelist, I noticed that I have had trouble with this in the past. I noticed that a lot of duelists have trouble with this as well now. You need to get out of the mindset of, oh, we're attacking and oh, now we're defending, right? Like, okay, I'm not going forward anymore. Now I need to sit back and chill. And that's kind of counterintuitive, especially when you're a duelist and you're on attack. It kind of feels like, well, why am I playing slow? But you're playing slow because you want to win the round, because you want to secure the objective, because you want to secure the round, right? If you win the round, you win the game. Not, you don't win the game by running into their spawn and getting maybe one kill and then dying, right? What you want to do is stall as much time as possible here. And to do that, I'm really going to just give you guys some really useful tips here, okay? So, again, that's the first thing you really want to understand is understand when you plant the spike, it shifts. So no matter what map you're on, no matter, it just, as long as you're on attack and your team plants the spike, you're now defending, okay? Get that into your mind and keep telling yourself that whenever the spike is planted. Okay, I'm defending, I'm defending, I'm defending. Of course, there's going to be some nuance. There's going to be some subtleties that are going to affect how you play whenever you, plant the spike on attack. So don't always be playing defensive or passive after the spike's planted. And that's what I'm going to be explaining next. So where you should position varies greatly from round to round and also role to role, right? So I'm going to first talk about how it varies from round to round. So basically think about the number of people that are alive up here. Look at the people that are alive on your team. Look how many people are alive on the enemy team. And the general rule of thumb that I always give people is if there's more people alive on your team and there's less people alive on the enemy team, then you can play passive, because think about it, right? If it's like a 5v2, yes, of course, your gut is like, oh, I want to push them to get the kills. But really, what do you need to do to win the round? You just need to go find a little corner and sit in it like this, right? Of course, that might seem boring. Duckeeh, that's so boring. I want to get kills, Duckeeh. Okay, if you want to get out of your silver rank, you might want to listen to what I'm telling you, okay? Because I'm telling you, every rank up until, like, honestly, even in Immortal, people do this, right? Until people get into the pro scene, they don't peek spawn, right? So people up, silver, gold, plat, they're going to peek spawn. They're just going to run it down because they want kills. Getting kills, going greedy, again, after you plant the spike, you're defenders. You're not attackers, right? Playing greedy like this is going to get you killed. So, like, say you peek here, and then you get one-tapped, right? That's a risk that you didn't have to take. You understand that? That's a risk you did not have to take in order to win the round. And that's just one example. Maybe you're pushing, maybe you're TP, you come out over here. Something just brain dead. Don't do that, okay? So, but if your team is down numbers, like say it's 2v4 and we just planted the spike, but we do have site control and the other 4 enemies are rotating, the other teammate and myself are going to want to play kind of more aggressive, right? And you guys can really kind of think about this logically. If you guys are 2v4, post plant, the spike's just been planted, and you guys both decide to sit back here crouched, hiding, oh, I'm scared, right? You hide in this corner. Like, think about it. These people are going to run in. Someone's going to stick the spike, and there's going to be 3 people holding you guys. What are the odds of you guys winning the round playing like this? Not very high, okay? So what you want to do instead is play kind of up like this. You don't need to play here specifically, right? You can play there, you can play here, you can play in tube. You can even play an elbow, but there's a subtle difference, right? There's actually a pretty big difference, right? You're playing much closer to where they can be. So you could think of these dots on this line that I've drawn here. You could think of that as like the first line of defense. And if you play back in garden, you play all the way back in these areas, you're basically just giving up the first line of defense. And whenever you're in a 2v4, you really need to hold the front line of defense, take fights, come back, take more fights, come back. So by the time that you've fallen back from here to here to here, hopefully you've already killed 1 or 2 people, or maybe you've just won the round, right? But the point is, don't start far back whenever your team's at a numbers disadvantage, okay? So whenever your team is not at a numbers disadvantage, what do? you do not run into spawn. You just, you know, chill out. You chill out, you wait. You can, you know, you can fall asleep if you want, if it's that boring to you, but understand that that's how you're going to win the rounds, okay? So this is probably the most important tip that I can give you guys, other than like understand that you're now defending whenever you plant the spike. So also from role to role, you know, if you're like a sentinel or if you're like a brimstone that has ult, you know, you're probably not going to want to be playing all the way up here, peeking for your life. You know, you're probably going to want to sit back and play your ult. I don't know where brims usually play. Brims, it's pretty good to play in hookah or back here maybe, something like this. And then play your ult or play a lineup, you know, something cringe like that. But if you're a duelist, you're probably going to be more likely than not playing forward, because that's just kind of how your abilities are designed. That's how your kit is designed to play, how your agent is designed to play. Especially for, you know, like Jet and random players, but really just any duelist kind of at all. So other than that, guys, always prioritize winning the round over kills, right? So I kind of have already mentioned this, especially whenever your team is up numbers, there's no point in peeking. Always prioritize time and prioritize winning the round. So understand that peeking, pushing here is just going to get you killed, and, you know, it's just bad, right? Okay, guys, so now we're on A site on bind. I want to kind of swap sites, just kind of give you guys another example here. So basically, we have the spike. You know, the most common place for you to play on this map is right here on the site, somewhere right here, right, somewhere here behind truck or in front of truck. And you know, this is just where your standard plant spot is going to be. So knowing this, how can we apply what I've just kind of taught you, right? So again, I want to kind of just reiterate some of these points. So if we are down numbers, we want to be playing more aggressive. So in this case, that would mean not playing back here, not playing back here, right? These are not where you want to play. Specifically, guys, this is usually only a problem for like lower ranks. I would say that like gold and below. So people don't realize that they need to be playing farther forward whenever it's like, you know, whenever you're at a disadvantage. So where I like to play whenever I'm at a numbers disadvantage, say again it's a 2v4, I like to play either in U-hole, or my absolute favorite spot is going to be either here or right here, and just holding like this, right? People in lower ranks will never expect this, okay? Until you do it like a time or two, okay? People in higher ranks still honestly don't expect this that much, and by higher ranks I mean like Ascendant, Immortal, above. And you know, yeah, so that's how we can apply that to this site. You can think of how you do this on any map. But another thing I wanted to talk about is don't always defend from the same area in post plant. Also, try to coordinate with your teammates whenever you're in post plant. So like, don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna play up aggressive because it's 2v4. But remember, it's 2v4. It's 2, right? It's 2. Where's your teammate? Is your teammate over here? Is your teammate over here? Ask your teammate to come with, come with me. Let's stack in U-haul, right? Because that's a good strategy. That is a really good strategy. And you can think of the same thing on B. Let's stack garden, or let's stack up close here. Let's stack in elbow, something like that, right? Let's stack on site, anywhere. So mainly I'm saying that so you guys can trade each other. Like you guys know this, right? You guys want to trade each other. You guys don't want to die one at a time, so you guys cannot help each other. That's just going to be bad, right? So also don't always defend from the same area. So we're talking about on B site, don't always play elbow or don't always play right here. You know, swap it up. I always tell people this when I'm coaching, like, you know, swap it up. Figure out what can you do to catch the enemy off guard. Where can you play with your teammate to catch people off guard? Like maybe you could play right here, then right here. Like this is kind of a decent cross, honestly. You can have someone baiting from right here, and then you could sit right here. So the enemy, that your teammate that's baiting right here can run back into U-haul safely. And then an enemy runs out while running and looking right this way, right? And then you can just kill them, and then you maybe kill one that drops from heaven. And that's teamwork, right? That's really, you know, of course you could say that you need teamwork for like almost every aspect of Valorant, but in post plant, in a 2v4 situation, it's even more important, okay? So I really want you guys to understand this, and hopefully this video helped. You know, short little useful video. Let me know if you guys have any more ideas for guides. I would be more than happy to create them. This one is actually given to me by someone in my Discord, so if you guys would like to give me ideas in my Discord, click the link down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.